To begin our adventure into the Pocket Rumi, we'll start by reading the back of the book, of course, to wet your whistle. The renowned Persian Sufi mystic Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. If any of you want to teach me how to better pronounce his name, I am all ears. He lived from 1207 to 1273, so 800 years ago. He's one of the most widely read poets in the world today. His compassionate insight into the nature of human existence, his joyful humor, his deep wisdom, and his ecstatic songs of divine union have endeared him to readers for more than 700 years. Selected from his most loved works, this book contains the very best of Rumi's poetry in superb translation. By turns soaring, inspiring, lyrical, entertaining, and always full of profound guidance, Rumi's transcendent words penetrate to the very depths of one's heart, offering eloquent expression for what lies there. Jalal al-Din al-Rumi. Cheers, Mirna. Thank you. First 2 pages, we get a nice poem to start us off from Mathnawi 3, 2537 to 2538. The Logos is digging a channel for water to reach the next generation. During every generation, there is one who brings the word of God. Still, the sayings of those who have come before are helpful. I wonder what Rumi would think of his very own poetry being used to describe him hundreds of years later. The Logos is, of course, that Greek word which is used in the second creation story in the Bible. In the beginning was the Logos, was the Word. And the Word was with God. And God was the Word. Here's an introduction. Very short. Couple of pages. Our master, Jalaluddin. Who is this Rumi who has become one of the most popular voices on the contemporary literary and spiritual scene? Why does he speak so compellingly to our sensibilities at this time? What need does he fill? What wound does he help heal? How is it that a 13th century Islamic saint should become the darling of so many who profess an interest in neither poetry nor spiritual discipline? In the mosques, in academia, in the cafes, and in the studios of Hollywood, people are reading and moreover quoting Rumi. There is no doubt that he is one of the great literary figures of all time. Within Islamic cultures, especially from the Balkans through Turkey, Iran to Pakistan and India, he is deeply loved. His works include a massive collection of lyric poems, ghazals and rubayat, as well as the 6-volume Mathnawi, a collection of rhymed couplets that weaves together a rich fabric of stories, humor, and spiritual teaching. The pivotal event in Rumi's life was his meeting with an enigmatic, peripatetic, that's a new word for me too, saint named Shamsi Tabrizi. Their encounter somehow kindled a creative and spiritual fire in Rumi that burned for the rest of his life. Rumi saw a reflection of the divine in Shams. Through this relationship, Rumi experienced the divine with an unprecedented power. In some of Rumi's more ecstatic verses, the boundaries between the divine and the human are blurred, yet Sufis have always maintained a fastidious distinction between the servant, the human being, and Lord, the divine. In the mysticism of Islam, there is no room for idolatry, material or human. It is a poetic tradition, especially in the odes and quatrains, to push the metaphors of sensual love and intoxication to their limits, for nothing else can convey the overwhelming nature of the encounter with the divine. In our Western literary tradition, we have not been prepared for this union of the sensual and the spiritual. Our own cultural history has bifurcated, religion in one direction and literature in another. The division was much less pronounced within Islam. In fact, it was practically non-existent. The Sufis, especially, were neither puritanical, nor sensually indulgent. They followed the middle way of Muhammad, peace be upon him, which included marriage, socially useful livelihood, and a life in the world, but not of it. In Rumi, we have a model of the potential harmony between the physical and the spiritual, the heart and the mind, the finite and the infinite, the human and the divine. Rumi was not a narrowly religious personality, nor was he a proponent of some form of mystical eroticism, nor was he a Promethean rebel. It would surprise many that this passionate and ecstatic man of God made a living during his entire life, partly through legal consultations within the framework of Islamic law. He prayed and fasted as any Muslim would, but he challenged the hypocritical and one-dimensional religion, quote-unquote, that is always the enemy of real spirituality. Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi penetrated to the heart of reality and returned with the fragrance and flavor of truth. Not only is he one of the greatest literary geniuses, but most perhaps importantly, he also addresses the most important subject that can be addressed: the human being's relationship with the divine, with truth, capital T, itself. While entertaining, inspiring, informing, and subtly guiding us, Rumi's words touch us at the level where we most need to be touched, the very depths of our hearts. In doing so, Rumi never places himself in an exalted position in relation to his readers. He is a human being like us, though perhaps more patient, more humble, more forgiving, more flexible than most. This is another aspect of his greatness, that there was no discrepancy between his words and his life. His humanness and his approachability, however, may mislead us if it causes us to reduce his thought to our own level. Yet, we can only begin where we are, and everyone takes from Mevlana what she or he can. Our culture, I am sure, is only beginning to understand what is contained in Rumi, and the challenge we face is to be able to map his insight and wisdom to our own human experience. A foreword by Kabir Helminski, the translator and collator of this book. As a postscript, P.S. Much of this material has been published before, although the quatrains are new, as well as the tale of the Bedouin and his wife. Many of the poems that had no titles have been given titles, and I have revised about 15% of the previously published material. Generally, going forward, we'll probably read just a few poems at most. So, for our first introduction, we have already read a bit longer than usual, but that's to start us off on a good and informative note. Nonetheless, I will fulfill your desire to have a poem heard by beginning the first section called the Rubaiyat by Kabir and Kamil Helminski with Lida Saedian. Again, I will need some help learning these names for the future. In comfort and abundance, the friend raised me. With vein and skin, he tailored this ragged body. It's just a robe worn by a Sufi. The heart, the whole universe, is a Khanekah, a Sufi training center, and he is my Shaykh. When I am with you, our loving won't let me sleep. Away from you, the tears won't let me sleep. God, it's amazing to be awake both nights, but how different these awakenings are. I have no companion but love, no beginning, no end, no dawn. The soul calls from within me. You, ignorant of the way of love, set me free. I dreamed of the most exquisite cupbearer, a glass of red elixir in hand, perfect in servanthood. Could this be our real master? The lover is forever like a drunkard, whose secrets spill out, forever mad, frenzied, and in love. To be self-conscious is to worry about everything, but once drunk, what will be, will be. Love is the path and direction of our prophet. We are born from love. Love is our mother. O mother, hidden behind the body's veil, concealed by our own cynical nature. If you desire the self, get out of the self. Leave the shallow stream behind, and flow into the river deep and wide. Don't be an ox pulling the wheel of the plow. Turn with the stars that wheel above you. At times I would say I had self-control. At times I felt like a prisoner of myself. All that's past, I'm no longer captivated by myself. The lesson I took from this, not to be taken by myself. I said, my heart wants a kiss from you. You say, the price of a kiss is life. My heart came up beside me and said, it's a cheap down payment. To us a different language has been given, and a place besides heaven and hell. Those whose hearts are free have a different soul, a pure jewel excavated from a different mine. Whoever sees you and doesn't smile, whose jaw doesn't drop with awe, whose qualities fail to increase in 1,000 ways, can only be the mortar and bricks of a prison. Someone who received half a loaf of bread from heaven, and because of her soul's attainment was given a little nest. Someone who neither desires anybody, nor is desired by anybody. May she live happily, for she owns a happy universe. These are so addicting. I can't stop. With the beloved's life-giving waters, there is no disease. In the beloved's garden of union, there are no thorns. They say between our hearts, there's a shutter we can't open. But what is there to open if no walls remain? O pure people who wander the world, amazed at the idols you see, what you are searching for out there, if you look within, you yourself are it. O daylight break, so particles may resound, so the atmosphere and the heavens will turn, and so souls heatless, headless, and legless will dance. Let me whisper into your ear where this all goes on. Love, they think you are both angelic and human. They think you are more potent than the seal of Solomon. They think you are the life force within the body of the universe. But the way I live with you is not what they think. O tribe, more beautiful than moonlight, how can you tolerate your muddy existence? You who have drowned yourself in the tavern, wake up, it is day. Why are you asleep? The way the beloved can fit in my heart, 2,000 lives could fit in this body of mine. One kernel could contain 1,000 bushels, and 100 worlds pass through the eye of a needle. Whoever gets caught in your curls, whether dead or non-existent, will come into life. You ask me not to lose myself in drunkenness, but it's inescapable. Whoever drinks the wine gets drunk. I am in love with you. What's the use of giving me advice? I have already drunk the poison. What's the use of candy? They say, bind his feet in chains, but they can't bind up my crazy heart. Whoever witnessed existence in pure meaning and in materiality found nothingness. Whoever witnessed the isness of the universe and within existence recognized non-existence. The dervish who offers the secrets of the universe gives away a kingdom in every moment. He doesn't beg for bread. A dervish bestows life. In love, there is no low or high point, neither consciousness nor the lack of it. There is no leader, no shaykh, no follower, but there are hidden ways, sleight of hand, and revelry. All right, let us pause our reading of the Pocket Rumi there for now, and conclude our first new segment that I call Ruminations. Thank you very much.